Wow, I still can't get over how amazing the event was that we hosted a couple weeks ago in Chicago, Illinois. And this was with a lot of members that are already in our coaching program and in our community. And it's incredible to get to know people in a virtual world. And amazingly, we have one strong group of people that only know each other through the internet. But when you get together and you are in a room surrounded by like-minded people who are all there for the same purpose, who have decided like, hey, I deserve to live the most epic life, and it starts with me knowing who I am first. And so during the workshop, it was all about getting crystal clear as to like who you are on the inside and making sure you understand that you have special gifts and there's something so unique about you, and it is okay to let the world in on that person so your inside matches your outside. And people were finding who it was that they want to present to the world, and watching the breakthroughs and watching everybody support one another and watching women connect over food and drink and chatting and group activities. It was truly something special, and I am just so thankful that I get to be a part of watching people find themselves again. Even for myself, like, biggest lesson learned, it's absolutely imperative for me to continue to work on myself so everyone in my life gets my best self. They truly get someone who is living with purpose and can give back and show love and support to those that I honestly care about the most.
Understanding human nature and evolution really, really helps unpack why this is such bad advice. Okay, humans prejudge. That's what we do. That's literally what we do. The other day, our kids wanted to go on a picnic. Awesome. And so we're kind of wrapping things up, and they're 50 feet down the trailer from us. And we see Lars turn around and pick up, and he's fucking double-handing a live snake. This thing's 4 feet long, thick. I judged in that instance. I said, put it down. Why? It wasn't poisonous. How do we know it's not poisonous? It's 50 feet away. I'm in a judgment call. My caveman brain kicked in. Snake's bad, right? Snake's bad. Put it down. Now, we didn't really see it. Probably wasn't poisonous or venomous. It would be the proper term. But that's how prejudgment works. So people, it has been sort of put into our heads that prejudging situations is bad, or there's a negative connotation to it. It's just a tool that we use to navigate our daily life because there is so much information coming in, right? Could you imagine if I was like, well, let's not judge anything till we get close, you know what I mean? Hold on to that snake, Lawrence, bring it over here, let me get on my phone. Oh, fuck, that's a rattlesnake. That would just be so dumb, right? Instead, just put the damn snake down. And this is how people are. People judge you within the first 2 sentences, whether you want to believe it or not. It's human nature.
I got to this place by just modeling what other people were doing. And I was like, well, she learned it from somewhere. How did she do it, right? Which is what we're all doing. We're just modeling from one another. And so then when I get to this place of the clear signals, I remember somebody saying, they're like, what would be the 10 emotions or feelings you would want to wake up with? And the first thought in your head would be these emotions. And when you get to that place, you'll know that you're living closer to who you want to be. And at the time when I would wake up, my thoughts were a lot more negative, right? Like, my feelings were like, oh, I dread having to go to work today. Oh, like, all woe is me, like pity party, like what shit's gonna hit the fan today? Just stress and anxiety and overwhelm. And I was like, well, those are clearly the feelings I don't want to live by, and I don't want to be my home base anymore. And I wrote down the 10 that I wanted to feel most of the time, right? Because we're all gonna still feel negative emotions. Those are just our signs that there's growth to be had and learnings to be had. And so I wrote down my 10, the 10 that I wanted to live by. And I'll never forget, there was a certain morning I woke up and I was like, God, it's another great day. And this is when my mom was really sick. This is when we were moving across the country. There were still storms. This is when we were burning down one business and had no idea what it was. But I was like, I was feeling it. I woke up and I was like, okay, what am I going to learn today? One of mine was curiosity. One was joy. One was confidence. One was abundance. And I woke up feeling like that. Most of the 10 I wrote down, that was my new norm. And I was like, oh, this is how I'm supposed to live. This is the signals I would like to put up. And so when I wrote down what signal am I sending, when Paul asked that question, I'll let my unconscious brain just tell me shit. Like, Like, I used to be like, that's weird. I'm not gonna, oh, that thought's weird. I'm gonna pass that thought. And I'm like, no, it's telling me something. And I wrote down immediately, confidence, joy, worthy, enough, kindness, love, friendship, warmth, trust, happiness, selfless. And then I wrote down fear, because that one kept popping into my head. I'm like, okay, I got some work to do. I just said to Chris, I'm like, what am I scared of? Like, what do I have fear about? But my brain is telling me there's something. So I'm like, I probably have been putting that out somewhere in my life right now. Someone's picking up on that wavelength and that signal, which is then I'm lacking in confidence, so I'm gonna learn about that. So that's what works for me. Ask your question again, Paul might have.
Well, I want to say something real quick too, because I think for me, it comes down to, and I've always been probably labeled a pretty confident person, and I would say sure, but lots of fearful things that when I started giving myself permission to do the things that really scare the shit out of me, that like maybe I was told wasn't the right thing to do, but in like where you feel it here, it pops up a lot. I was terrified. So once I stopped being really scared of like what I truly wanted and what happiness would look like, not for me and not for everybody else around me, but to say that out loud is hard, especially when you're knowing like your happiness, because it sounds selfish, like to say it out loud. But like once I stepped outside of that fear of like what it's going to be like for everybody else, but what it's truly going to be like for me, I can't even tell you what that feels like. Like that, I'll continue to do that like the rest of my life. So it's just like being able to unlock that and stuff. And Angie said it to me, and maybe Paul too. It's like once you step outside of that fear, like just amazing things happen, you know?
I feel like I've kind of noticed a pretty big positive shift in my mindset the last few months. And then kind of going over these things the last couple of days, I feel like it's a good time to just like reevaluate and reestablish what some of my values are and what maybe doesn't serve me anymore. And then kind of piggybacking off of that, just I think owning my identity a little bit more and just being confident in who I am and what I bring to the table.
That each experience that I'm choosing to have has been enriched so much, exponentially, because I know who I am and what I want, and like I can put as much effort and love and passion into these things as I'm willing to give, or that I can, and like everything has just been heightened. So I'm super excited to keep working on that and keep sharing and hopefully empowering others.
So do the work truly and conscientiously. Stay true to it, even if you don't know what the outcome is going to look like. And I promise you, your life can look dramatically closer to what that movie was in your head in 1 year, 2 years, 3 years if you just stick with it. You know, I don't even know how I got into a motivational rah-rah speech, other than to say I didn't believe that I would ever be able to do this. I didn't believe I'd ever be able to write a book. I didn't believe I'd ever be able to be a presenter, just have people listen to shit that I think about. I just thought this was stuff that had to rattle around in my brain while I did runs and stuff. Like, I don't know. I didn't know anybody cared, right? So it's, thank you for making time to be a part of it. It's awesome.
So, like, I know a lot of you on here, like, how do I get my spouse here? Like, we still feel it. But, like, if I want more for him, and then it makes me want more for myself, like, we figure it out for them. Like, there's a way. And so she was like, so what do you want to do? I was like, I'm all in. I'll get my Amex. I was like, it doesn't matter what it costs. And I was like, I'm talking about the investment of what it's going to do for my family. I was like, there's no price tag on that. I'm not measuring cost anymore. There's always more money I can make. There's always more money to be had. I was like, and so go in with alignment and then figure out what it is that you want and know you can have it, and know that just by you doing that one thing for yourself, the ripple effect is huge. And now he went and bought a course, and he's writing his book, and he's up here able to be present and do what he's able to do for all of us, and it's a really special thing. So, love you. All right, so that's all we got.
Hey, not sure if you saw, but we officially launched the Confident Bombshell podcast. It has been a labor of love. It has been something that Emily and I have been working on for the last few months, and it is finally out there. And if you are watching this video now, we are doing a special giveaway just to say thank you for all you women who have supported us here on the YouTube channel, over on social media, in our community group in the Angie Method. And for the giveaway, for anyone that leaves us a review on Spotify, if you're watching us on Google, wherever it is is that you're watching the podcast, we will enter you in to win a LULULEMON belt bag, which we will be announcing the winner next Wednesday, July 12th. And again, we're going to give away 5 LULULEMON belt bags. So we hope if you could please do us a favor and leave us a review, screenshot it, tag us on our stories on Instagram. It would mean the world to us.